So yesterday I watched the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie, Volume 3, and I'm gonna talk about it a bit. This is going to include spoilers, so if you haven't watched it, don't continue to watch the video. So I heard or read, I guess, some comments saying that this movie was emotional to them, and I didn't really pay attention because I didn't think Marvel movie could be emotional for me, or I wouldn't really care much about if there's some loss. I wouldn't care much about that loss in a in a Marvel movie because it's a superhero movie and such, and I'm not affected by those much. But what I forgot or didn't really think about is that if it involves animals, yes, I do get emotional. And in this movie, there was unfortunately some traumatic scenes, and that scene that affected me the most was when Rocket sees his prisoner friends getting basically murdered and shot. So these animals, they are experimental animals, and when Rocket realizes that they need to escape, otherwise they're gonna die, and then they try to have an attempt, but it's a very brief attempt, and then they get shot by these villain character and some other characters. That scene was traumatic for me because right when the first his friend gets shot, Lila gets shot, and Lila looks at the ceiling, and says sky, remembers the sky, remembers the discussion about the sky. That was quite emotional because they have never seen the sky. They were lab animals and they keep wondering about the sky. And Lila, these are their names that they themselves gave, so they are conscious animals. And when Lila dies and Rocket starts crying, the rabbit who named herself Floor starts saying, Rocket Teefs Floor Go Now, Rocket Teefs Floor Go Now. That hit me. That hit me bad. So the voice actress, is imitating a very cute animal voice for that rabbit, and when the rabbit with her consciousness, but not very developed intelligence, but kind of like a child's intelligence, says we should go now, we should escape, and keeps saying Rocket Teefs Floor Go Now. That that was traumatizing for me because it kind of reflects the behavior of a rabbit, which by nature is a prey animal and wants to escape. And the simple-minded rabbit basically names her friends and says that we should escape immediately, but Lila cannot come with them because Lila just died in front of them, who actually had the first idea to name themselves. That scene was emotional. There were some other emotional scenes as well, and like Rocket basically at the verge of death sees again his friends, and like the thieves and Floor were waving at them, and just thinking about the animal names, that thieves, which is referring to teeth, and Floor because the floor was on the floor, and names herself that way. Yeah, their loss, seeing their loss was traumatizing and it was quite emotional. I actually cried, and I didn't even cry, I guess, in like Infinity Wars or Endgame or anything like that. Um, so yeah, it was kind of a roller coaster because this movie also had some funny moments and such. And in fact, the transition between those jokes and these emotional parts was kind of too sudden for my taste. I think the movie should have been like 5-10 minutes, a bit more longer, to have a kind of a more meaningful transition. Um, and it kind of now that I after the movie think that the entire movie was trying to make you go through these emotions, but it's a little bit less, of course, about the drama of it, but more about the impact of those moments. But still, it was still a good movie. I think when it comes to this emotional impact, which now involves animals, this impacted me the most out of those three movies. I think it's a good movie. I think it's one of the better, at least, Marvel movies, if not one of the best, probably. And yeah, I will probably not forget that traumatizing moment. Traumatizing, a Marvel movie was traumatizing. I was not expecting that. To be honest, I wouldn't want a child to watch that scene. Yeah, so overall, it's a good movie and I recommend it.